Welcome back to another deep and detailed update and breaking news on one of the most iconic franchises in the National Football League for the Dallas Cowboys. Today we bring you a comprehensive and extended breakdown of everything currently happening inside the Dallas Cowboys. From the roster moves and contracts to coaching direction, a team strategy and expectations for upcoming season. The Dallas Cowboys continue to operate with a clear vision as they move through the offseason, and much of the vision revolves around a stability, leadership, leadership and maximizing their championship window. At the center of all remain a quarterback, Dak Prescott, who is still the face of the franchise. Prescott's leadership experience and ability to command the offense make him essential to a Cowboys plan. The front office has continued to express a confidence in him, building the offense in the way that allow him to succeed with a better protection and a more reliable weapon. One of the biggest headlines surrounding the team is the continued rise and dominance of Micah Parsons. Parsons has transformed into not only the defensive leader of the Cowboys, but one of the most feared defensive players in the entire league. His versatility, lashing the passer, stopping the run, and even dropping into a coverage make him a nightmare for opposing offenses. The Cowboys are full aware that keeping him happy and eventually securing him with a long-term extension is a top priority for the Dallas Cowboys. The offensive side, Sid Lamb continues to shine as the number one wide receiver. Lamb has proven himself as the inherent playmaker capable of changing a game with his speed, alert learning, and hands. However, the Cowboys are still evaluating how to strengthen the receiving corps around him. Adding another reliable wide receiver, either through a free agents or the draft, remain a strong possibility as they aim to create a more explosive passing attack. When it comes to free agencies, the Cowboys have taken a disciplined and calculated approach. Instead of chasing a big name signings with a massive contract, the team has focused on value deals and role players who can contribute without creating a long-term financial strain. This strategy reflects the philosophy of the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, who is a Jerry Jones and the front office who believe in building a primarily through the draft while supplementing the roster with a smart free agents addition. Depth has been a major focus. The Cowboys have been working to ensure that injuries, something that has affected them in previous seasons, do not delay their campaign again. That means bringing in experienced backups, especially in a key position like offensive line, defensive line, and secondary. These additions may not always make headlines, but they are crucial over the course of a long NFL season. So another major area of attention is the offensive line. Over the past few seasons, injuries and inconsistencies have affected the Cowboys' ability to protect a Dak Prescott and establish a dominant running game. This offseason, the front office has made it clear that reinforcing the offensive line is a top priority. Whether through a free agency signing or high draft picks, expect Dallas to invest heavily in this area. On defense, the Cowboys remain aggressive and fast, with Amika Parsons leading the way. The defensive unity is built around a speed, pressure, and forcing turnovers. However, the team is still looking to add a more support to defensive line and the secondary to maintain its elite level. The goal is not just to be good defensively, but to be a dominant and game-changing. So now, shifting to the NFL draft, which is the one of the most exciting and a critical moments to the offseason, the Cowboys are entering the draft with a clear set of needs. Offensive line, help defensive line depth, and potentially another offensive weapons. The scouting department has been deeply engaged in evaluating college prospects, looking for players who can contribute immediately while also fitting into the team long-term vision. There is also speculation that Dallas could make strategic moves during the draft, either trading up to secure a top target or trading down to gain additional picks. The flexibility of the approach gives them multiple options depending on how the draft unfolds. And what makes this draft especially important in opportunity to add a young cost-controlled talent. In today's NFL, where a salary cap management is a crucial, hitting on draft picks can make the difference between a good team and championship contender. Coaching and team culture are also playing a big role in shaping the Cowboys' direction. The coaching staff continue to emphasize the discipline, execution, and accountability. The goal is to eliminate mistakes that have cost the team in critical moments during a past season, especially in a playoff games. The Cowboys are full aware of the expectations that come with being one of the most popular teams in sports. Every move is analyzed, every game is watched closely, and the pressure to a success is always high for the management of the Dallas Cowboys. But within the organization, there is a strong belief that they are building something special. So looking ahead, the expectations for the upcoming seasons are clear. Compete at the highest level and make a deep playoff runs. And the Cowboys have the talent, the leadership, and experience needed to achieve this goal. The key will be staying healthy, making a smart decisions, and executing when it matters most. So the Dallas Cowboys are navigating this offseason with a focus and determinations from a smart free agents decision started to sign NFL draft of 2026. After disappointing seasons, the Cowboys are no longer pretending they are one of the piece way, and his vision is clear. The roster need a young energy, a speed and identity players. Across the table, coaches and scouts discussed one things over and over. Even with a superstar like Micah Parsons leading in the charge, the defense struggled, missed the tackles, blown coverage, and no consistency. On the offense, Dak Prescott still leads, but pressure is building. He needs a help, not just weapon, but protection and balance. So this NFL draft is about a survival and revival to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas holds something large. Two first-round picks, the picks 12 and picks 20. Inside the looms one scout whispers, "We can trade the future tonight." There are two paths on the board. Take two elite player or go all in a chance on one generation talent. So the debate in the Dallas begins due to those options that the scout of the Dallas Cowboy is dealing. So if the safe plan, the stable plan, two starter immediately signed with the Dallas. Another voice cuts in, "What if we move up, silence the idea package both picks, jump into the top 5 in the NFL? The draft game-changing pass rusher, the kind of player offenses fear every snap. Pair him with Micah Parsons, suddenly the Cowboys' defense become terrifying. But it comes at a cost. No depth, a fewer chances, and high risk and high rewards are expected. So the next option is I think like a chess player. A scout runs forwards, a trade down and get more picks. More players get a chances and build a depth across the roster. So this is how a great teams are built quietly, but you might miss a greatness. The identity shift. This isn't just about players. It's about the identity of the Dallas Cowboys, which are evolving a faster defense, a hybrid players, and versatility over size. They want a defenders who can rush, cover, and adopt. A modern football demands it. A draft night vision. As the clock ticks closer to the draft night, a vision forms. If everything goes right, Dallas walk away with a shoot-down cornerback who looks down at top receivers, a dynamic edge or linebackers who flies across the field, mid-round gems who develop into a future starts. The kind of class that the people look back on and say. So those are the NFL draft mocks in the Dallas Cowboys. Also the Dallas Cowboys off-season transfers. The Dallas are entering in 2026 NFL off-season with a clear vision to reinforce a key position across the roster and increase their chances of making a deep playoff run. So in the series of strategic moves, the team has set its sight signings of four promising players: Fernando Mendoza,